Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. Before we get started on today's project, I just want to say a very, very big thank you to all of you who left me comments, reached out to me personally after the latest Deal It Up Challenge video. You've been amazing, and I can't thank you enough. It's been very, very good for me. And as much as I didn't want to or envisage getting emotional in that video, I think it was actually really helpful. It broke the floodgates open, I guess, and I hadn't allowed myself that. Here I am getting emotional again talking about it. Anyway, I hadn't allowed myself to process through crying up until that point. So I think I'm okay. I am okay. I'm, like the rest of us, we just get on and do what you can when you can. So I'm pretty much okay, even though I'm a little emotional right now, which is like totally unexpected. But I just wanted to say thank you. You guys are the best. So today's project is Roxy's weekly challenge, week 17. A really nice, simple, easy project that uses up some scraps of scrapbook paper. And I thought, yeah, this is actually a really good project for me. It's not going to require too much brain power. We're just going to play together. So maybe you want to put me on pause or put the video on pause. Go grab some scraps of scrapbook paper. If you don't have scrapbook paper, use whatever paper you've got, whether it's book page or printables, magazine pages, book page, whatever. I think I've said book pages twice, but So this first one, as I was pulling out my scraps, I came across this bit and thought, this is perfect. The colours, everything is perfect for the rose journal that I'm working on. So I'm going to use this, and I am actually going to leave the torn edge because I think that is really fun. So I'm just going to fold a little bit in, and the project is making pockets or tuck spots. So just depending on what you think each one lends itself to, each scrap, turning it into either a pocket or a tuck spot with a little tab that sticks out the side of the page. So this is my page here. So yeah, it's pretty good size. It's possibly a bit deep. Does that matter? We could use a nice big deep pocket, would be fine. And then on the other side, this can be a little tuck spot. Do I want to trim it down a bit? I don't mind a big deep pocket, but perhaps we want to take it down just a tad. So I'm going to trim on the bottom edge where it's straight, because I just love this torn edge. I thought I'm not going to reinvent the wheel, so to speak. So that can be, another scrap for another day. Might use it somewhere in the rose journal too. Okay, and that's simple, decorated up, and you've got your little pocket and tuck spot ready to go. So really, really simple. Of course, I'm an inker. Rachel is not. So do whichever you prefer. I'm inking typically in the rose journal, so I want to ink this, and it also helps show up that torn edge. So my mum is home now. I can't remember where we were at on Monday. I can't even remember what I said. And it was a really short video, so I just can't even remember what I said. So I was talking with her last night, and she's starting to find her laugh again. So there was a few times where she laughed, and it was so nice to hear that. She's still really tired and sore. Hospital beds aren't that comfortable, and she has back issues and stuff. So, it was quite trying. And of course, being in a room with she was in a room with three men. They're all curtained off individually, but men are a little more prone to snoring, shall we say. It's true, let's face it, it's true. And, you know, various other associated noises and stuff that through what they're going through and why they're in hospital. So it's never that great. And, you know, all the machines and the blips and the beeps and the staff coming to make sure you haven't carked it in the middle of the night, you know, all that sort of jazz that they've got to do. It's not a great place for sleep. Now, I'm thinking about doing something that Rachel didn't do, and that's adding a little kind of, making it like a file tab. So rather than just having it stick out as a rectangle, giving it the little decorative edges. So let's give it a go. If it doesn't work, we'll just trim it off and we'll just use it as a straight pocket. But I'm willing to give it a go. Oh, it's quite hard. This is quite thick scrapbook paper, and it's double layered because I've got it folded over, and it's quite hard to get through there, but it is possible. So just using my envelope punch board to create that little file tab shape. I didn't quite position it right, so we'll just take off that little bit and a little bit up here as well. And I think that's going to be cute. So line it up on the page with those little straight bits at the top and bottom. And it will go down the bottom of the page as well. And so we've got this fun tab shape on the side. Nice pocket there and tuck spot here. I think that's really cool. And it almost doesn't need decorating, but I think I will decorate it. So let's get that done first. I'm not going to mess make. No, that's the wrong colours. I'm just not in the mood to try and do that. I would just rather relax and play along. And however much, I like that. However much or little we get done is okay. I'm okay with that. Just wondering about a wee label. I really need to sort these out. Everything's in, so I've got journal cards, postcards, tags, fussy cuts, labels, faux stamps. It's all in here, and it's really starting to bug me. I need to separate them out so that I can actually find what I'm after. But I've got 3 pages left to cut out. Actually, maybe a word is what I'm after. 3 pages left to cut out, and then I've cut everything out. So that's really good progress. Happy about that. Maybe the neutral colour words. This from the All Things Roses kits from the Junk Journal Studio. Sorry, I realised I hadn't actually said. Just looking at what words I might like and what size. I think I want a large one. Let's go Delicate Rose. Yeah, so, and to all of you who said, you know, don't worry about videos, we'll still be here. That really is so kind of you, and I appreciate that so much. It takes the pressure off. I still put pressure on myself, of course, and I know you're not pressuring me. Like, that came out wrong. Relieves the pressure of expectation, even though I know people aren't expecting. I don't know, it's hard to explain, because it does help, and it just brings it back to me doing videos just because I enjoy doing it, and it's helpful for me to keep doing. So I'm not focusing on things, but it also gives me the freedom to go, you know what, today I can't do it, and that's okay. So I do appreciate that support. You are, like I said earlier, you are the best. Yeah, because I love this flower here, this rose, so I don't want to really cover it up. I think that's enough. Okay, let's just pop those on, give them an ink, of course. And now I'm seeing all the white that I've left around the edges, so ink, cover all my missed bits and glue them on, and this bit will be done and ready to go in our journal. Although I could think about the other side, couldn't I? Whether I want to put anything on the other side, on the wee tuck spot. Yeah, so I hope your week's going well, my friends. Hope you're having a fantastic week. If you've got any funny stories to share, or any little anecdotes or anything, by all means, hit me up. I'm covering some pretty roses there, but I've got to cover something if we want to embellish. Yeah, I could do with some funnies. Always up for funny. Some funny story or joke or something, as long as it's in good taste, which I'm sure none of you would leave me a joke that wasn't in good taste. I just don't think you're that sort of people. But yeah, humour is good, isn't it? So yeah, it was just lovely hearing Mum break out into little laughs here and there as we chatted. So I will be going in Friday. I think I said that, but I only just told Mum that last night. And then she rang me back because she forgot she had an appointment on Friday for an echocardiogram. They went to do it while she was in hospital and she passed out, so they couldn't do it. So she's having it done this Friday instead. And it's like, you know, right in the middle of when I'm going to be visiting, basically. So at this stage, I may be taking her to the appointment. I'm not sure yet. We'll kind of wait closer to the time and see. But I think probably I'll end up taking her, because that's something nice I can do. And I'm going to make some lunch and for all of us and take it in there so that Mum doesn't have to stress about that or anything like that. Not that, you know, she would love to do a meal for me, but she's just not in a place where she can right now. And it's nice as her daughter to do that. Okay, do we want something on here? We would need something quite narrow and vertical. Oh, that's going to be way too big. It's beautiful though. So many beautiful bits to play with. Oh, seeing something, but it keeps sinking to the bottom of my envelope. How about just that little faux stamp there? Just a little something. Something small. So I would have liked to have gone in earlier in the week, but I can't, unfortunately. But she's home and she's, you know, needs a lot of rest, so I don't want to also crowd her. She's had a lot of phone calls and some people visiting and some people doing housework, which is good. And all the things that she shouldn't be doing right now. And we spent Sunday up with hubby's parents, so we took all the stuff up to make lunch for them. Made lunch and hubby did some work outside, pruning and tidying up and all that sort of stuff. They've got quite a big property, bigger than our property, so he's just kind of finished the front fence. He did it in two weekends. He got the front fence taken care of, so I think he did up the side of the driveway as well, up to as far as the back of the house. So good progress. Things that needed cutting back for a while, so they're pleased to have that much done at least. Oh, that's so pretty. I think that is really pretty and effective and very, very simple. Like it doesn't need to be complicated to be pretty. I'm just going to put this. Oh, why is that not fitting in? Oh, that's because I didn't have it around the right way. Silly me. I think that is super pretty. The colours are making me happy. I've got to resist putting it right against the edge of the page there and just remembering to pull it out a bit so we have our fun page tab on the side, like so. Okay, let's move on. I've shown you a couple of times now. I'm sure you get the picture. Right. So I'm just going to work through and see what we like. This is a strip of 12 by 12, just a whole strip, so I think it's a little bit wide in its present state. So maybe about there. So one's got some pretty silver metallic on it. This was left over from a Christmas project I did, making bauble journals for Christmas for my nieces. Nice memory, making those for the two girls. I didn't actually get to see them open their presents, so I don't know what they thought of them, and I keep forgetting to ask them. So I hope they liked them. I'm sure they would have. They're both like, they're at an age where they're not doing any crafting or anything, but they both do like that type of thing. The only crafting they're really doing is making jewellery, which I gave them some jewellery kits a couple of Christmases ago. Whole bunch of beads and fixings and pliers and all that jazz. Okay, so that is actually too deep even there, although we're having the tab, aren't we? So move it out. Yeah, that's fine by the time we've got our tab. I think I'm going to do the same thing with this one. It's, again, it's quite thick, so it's going to be quite hard to punch through. Because I just like the little detail. You could cut it, you know, if you don't have a punch board, you could cut a design, you could leave it straight, you could give it just a wee angled snip. There's lots of ways you could just dress it up a little bit on that page tab edge. I think that's actually okay. This one though, it's got a little curve in it that needs straightening. Yeah, no, it has got a little curve that side as well. Just barest little flick out where it was curving back up. Oh gosh, I don't think I can even actually get it because it's so tiny. Oh well, we'll just leave it. It'll be fine. Right. So I'm thinking of making this one double-sided so that it could go on either side of the page. And this one's going to be a double pocket, so a pocket on each side. So let's take a little thumb notch out of the top so I remember. Actually, just thinking, because that's a tab hanging off the page, I need to center the thumb notch kind of at that point, not at the edge of the tab, otherwise it's not going to be centered. So just put the ruler there as a little guide, visual guide. Oh my god, that didn't come out right. My gosh, I had 3 cups of coffee before 10 o'clock this morning. So right now I'm drinking hot apple and blackcurrant. I thought 3's generally my limit, and I had 3 before 10. Normally I'd have another one before lunchtime. So I can't have a 4th. I'll never sleep, and I need sleep. So apple and blackcurrant. Plus, if it goes cold, it'll still be nice to drink. So there's a benefit in that as well. Okay, so let's decorate. I have no idea on what I want to do. Going to start with book page. because, you know, this one, it's got a pretty design on it, but it's a bit plain really. So let's dress it up. So I'm just going to put that on there, and then I'll put another bit on the other side. What do I think would go well? Oh, actually, let's just check the text on this. Yeah, that's okay. I don't mind the words on there. What would go with the blue? What am I feeling for decorating this one up? Got no journal in mind for it, so it will just be a random whatever in my stash. I'll put that one there, and let's put a bit of those bits. Thing up the top there, so I'm just going to kind of allow for our thumb notch there. I don't want that little sticky up bit there or there. Just finessing a little bit. Yep, that's okay. Going to go with that. Beautiful day here again. Just stunning weather. Beautiful, beautiful days. Really cold at night and in the mornings. So I have got the fire going. But blue sky, sunshine, just gorgeous. It's quite windy too, so I've got washing out on the line that's merrily blowing in the breeze, which is lovely. So I must remember to get that in before it cools down and goes damp later on in the day. Yeah, just beautiful, but it's supposed to turn tomorrow and get cold and rainy and you know, autumn, but we need the rain, so it's just the cold that I'm not really keen on. But it's autumn. We're going to get cold. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I didn't obviously put enough glue on that. Right, I'm wondering about birds. So let's have a wee look-see. We can probably put a fairly good, oh, I like that. It's got this kind of blue-grey in its wing, so I feel like it kind of ties in quite nicely. Feeling like maybe a label or something as well. So Junk Journal Studio again. Oops, don't know why that one's in there. That's, oh, okay. I obviously went to put it back in and missed the pocket. Kind of thinking more long and thin. This is Labels from Days Gone By, Volume 2. Dawson's Bookshop. No, it's a little bit too wide. I want something even narrower. Don't take half a year to decide, woman. Okay, maybe this one down the bottom. Or this one, this little one up the top. That one. Well, let's go for the one that I had my eye on. Oh, won't come out the pocket. It doesn't want to come play with us. This one is the one I was looking at. It's just a bit longer. Now I'm going, might be too long. This one's just kind of in between, I think. Yeah, in between those two in length. I told you I wasn't going to take too long, and here I am fluffing around, being indecisive. I like that one. I feel that one stands out a little bit more, so we'll go with that one. Actually, I'm not going to put those away just yet because we've still got the other side to do. So let's ink and stick down on this side. And then we'll flip it over and decorate the other side, which is likely to be similar treatment. So I envisage, you know, this one could well go in a bird journal, but it could also go in a nature journal or just a kind of everything journal. Or even a blue journal because the base is blue. Could go in a just because journal. Oh, remember that's going to be the edge of the page, so bring it just in a wee bit more than what I was about to. Don't think I need to ink around the bird, but I am going to ink around the ground that he's standing on. He, she. Probably a he. Find a lot of the bird illustrations in the books are males because they're always more brightly coloured and prettier. Always find that fascinating, why the males are the pretty ones in the bird kingdom. It's like so, you know, opposite to what we would expect as people, you know, with all the beauty industry and film and social media and all that, where the women are the beautiful with all the adornment and makeup and all that sort of stuff. And birds, it's like they've males got the adornment and the, you know, you could call it makeup with all their pretty patterns and colours. I think it's quite interesting that it's that way around. Maybe over that way. You're quite a fine bird. Whether you're male or female, you are a pretty bird. Right. Okay, they're stuck down so we can flip it over. And probably want something facing that way this time. Too tall. Okay. Oh, a lot of them are facing to the right. So we might have to do a bit of hunting. They're standing in water. I actually don't mind that. I'm going to go with it because I think the background kind of helps, because their feet, they don't have feet because their feet are in the water, so it kind of looks a bit odd. But because of the blue background, I think we can actually get away with it. So let's see which label we would like over here. I think again sort of long and narrow, or thin, or whatever you want to say. Do we want a black one? Not sold. Not sold on that one either. I love this label and I keep looking for a place to use it, don't I? But maybe that one. I'm just wondering about this one's feet. I don't want to trim it under this one's head, because then I think it will look even weirder. What about, I'm wondering about one of the smaller labels. These are from the first labels from Days Gone By. These small labels in here. You could just pop his legs in behind there. Just don't know if that one's the right one with the heavy black border. Kind of seems a bit too dominant. How about a blank label? Yes, I like that. Not so worried about this one's feet, because between the book page and then the blue under, I'm fine with that. See, I've got some feathers in here. Some pretty feathers. Just completely random. I don't know why. It's just needed somewhere to put them, I guess, and this was handy. This one's a wax eye feather. So tiny. It's got this little edge of green, because they're pretty wee birds, the wee wax eyes. So, little feathers. Just by and by, you know, very relaxed video today. We're just hanging out, having a chat, doing a bit of crafting. Nothing too serious, nothing too heavy, as much as some of what I've talked about is, you know, more on the serious side. But yeah, I'm doing okay. I've had a couple of good sleeps. I'm still really tired though. It just takes me so long to catch up. And then it was so cute. Last night at 2:30, Puss must have been feeling a bit cold, and he came climbing up the bed under the covers and spread right out down my back, right up against my back under the covers, which he doesn't normally do. He sometimes will do that to my husband, but he doesn't often do that to me. But last night he did, and it was actually really comforting and really nice. And he didn't dig his claws in, which I was very thankful for, because in his clumsiness of old age, he often gets me with his claws. And his back claws are actually they're too long, so they hang out. You know, sometimes it's not because he's putting his claws out, it's just that they're already out. They're hanging out because they're too long, because he's not climbing trees and stuff now like he used to. They're not being worn down. So yeah, it was really nice and actually quite lovely that he did that. And I went to sleep, and when I woke up again in the morning, he was obviously not there. He was demanding food in the kitchen as normal. Can't keep that boy fed up. He just wants food all the time. I went around and picked up some stuff yesterday from a friend, and we were sitting on her deck having a chat, and she was talking about a cat from the railway, because she lives opposite the railway, and she was talking about a railway cat that hangs out at her place. I don't think it has a home, but it hangs out for most of the day at her place and sort of keeps her company, and I think that's lovely. And as we were talking, I looked up, and right at the back of her property was a little kitten, tabby kitten, that reminded me so much of Georgie. Possibly about the same age as Georgie was when he turned up here, but hard to tell. And this dear wee kitten, and she hadn't seen it before. And so we kind of wondered, is it feral? Is it dumped? You know, has it got a home and it's just exploring? But dear wee kitten, and then it disappeared. And as we kept talking, I saw it come again down the side of the property, and then it started working its way over towards us as I was kind of just gently talking to it from where we were sitting, and just trying to get it to come closer. Unfortunately, my friend stood up and went round the corner to see where it had gone, and it took off. I find it's better with those if you just sit and talk and let it come to you. It's more successful in my experience of attracting poor little kitties, but you know, my heart went out to it and I was like, oh, we could take you. And it's like, no, we need to give our own cats time to settle back in and that without getting a new kitten. But I can't resist. I just look and go, oh, you're so cute, so beautiful. I'm not getting much done here, am I, guys? I will probably ink around it, but I will do that off camera. But I think that's rather cute as a double pocket. Wrap around the page with a little side tab. Good size pocket, actually. I think it's a really good size. Okay, happy with that. Oh my gosh, I've made two in half an hour. That's kind of ridiculous, but never mind. What else am I feeling? Kind of eyeing up this. This is not scrapbook paper when I can disentangle it. This is a pull out from a magazine of some description. It's quite thick, sturdy paper, but I think this would make a really pretty tuck come journal spot. Not journal spot, sorry. Pocket or tuck. I think I'm going to trim off the bottom here. It's got a little serrated edge here where it was pulled out of its magazine. So I'm going to use that as my straight edge. Yep, we can use the back side of that for something else, or the pattern side. So I will keep that bit, throw out the little scrap. I'm thinking about doing the same thing as with the rose one, although it was already pre-torn, and tearing the edge, because I just like that kind of scrappiness. So let's do it. Let's not just talk about it, let's actually do it. And how tall do I want it? Kind of thinking maybe I want to grab this whole flower here. And this whole flower here, so it'll be a little bit deeper. Take off that little bit. Okay, so probably not wide enough to do a pocket, so I'm thinking tuck spot, just with a little tab on the other side, so the other side won't be a tuck spot, it'll be glued down and just be a fun little piece on the back of the page. So once we do our little tab bit at the side, actually I might do this different. I won't do the tab on this one, I'll just do a little angle. But so it will just, oh, I suppose it could still be a tuck, couldn't it? I was thinking I'd just glue it down and have it as a page decoration, but you could actually, yeah, you could still use it as tuck, but I can decide that when it's time to put it in a journal. So I do want to ink this one right now because I think it's going to help me visualize. This will probably be the last one that we do, guys. Probably take me the rest of the time anyway. Not moving at any great shakes. What other fun little bits can I tell you that are a bit more happy than recent tales? I made a big chicken and noodle dish last night for dinner because we'd had most of it a hot chook that we bought a hot chook from the supermarket one night when we were coming home late with all our comings and goings with various parents' needs and stuff, and so we just picked up a hot chook and had it for dinner, and we had most of the chook left that we hadn't actually got back to, so I took all the meat off the bones and made this big noodle and chicken bake with cheese and stuff, and it's made enough. So we had it for tea last night and 3 lunches worth. Like, there's a massive, massive pot. I had to be very careful mixing the noodles in because it was right up to the top of the pot, and it wasn't a small pot. But it's just so good. It's like I don't have to worry about lunches now until Thursday night when I cook dinner. Then I'll make enough for hubby's lunch, and I'm also making food to take to mum's, so that will be something different. Right, so I am going to, just thinking, I'm going to use this little bit of, it's actually a tissue box that I've cut the corners on. I'm being a bit anal. You could just snip them, and you know, they don't have to be exactly the same. But because it's going to go on the edge of the page, I want this point, the bottom point, to be at the same position, so that when I line it up on the page, that it's actually straight. So that's the method in my madness of being a bit, using the card to do it with. So you can do the same thing with like an old gift card or credit card or something. Just cut the corners on it, but I just made one out of tissue box. Yeah, so when it goes on the page, do it this way around. Yeah, I can line up those points and know it's going to be hopefully straight because I used the template to cut it. So it will just be a little bit that sticks out. And then we have our tuck spot there, and I mean, this could be a pocket, I suppose. Yeah, it could be. It's probably about the similar size width as the rose one that we did at first. But it also wouldn't hurt to be a, turn this around so it's easier to see, a tuck spot. I think I still like it as a tuck spot. So let's decorate it up, and then I'll let you go. Do we want some book page? Oops, throw it at the bin. Oh, yeah, no, don't want that there. Maybe this side's better. Don't want those diagrams. Some of those scraps will just go in the bin because they're too tiny. I like that. I think I will ink around this. And then this is obviously floral, so do we want to put a flower on top? Do we want another bird or something entirely different? Butterfly? Actually, I should look for some printables of dragonflies. Some larger ones, you know, because I've got small stamps. It's actually got a dragonfly on there. But something, you know, big printable dragonflies I think would be quite cool. Maybe I should make a digital of some large dragonflies if I can source some suitable material to do that. The way I tore this book page follows this little curve on the yellow paper actually beautifully, like I'd actually planned it, because I think I want to inject a little bit more colour. So we've got a lot of yellow, but we just need a pop of something else. Thinking about these beautiful big butterflies from February and June on Patreon. So I don't want a yellow one because I want to pop a colour. I think this one's is like a swallowtail butterfly. I think that might be. Oh, I like the pink actually with the yellow. Oh, we've got a purple one. Oh, I really like that too. Oh, now don't want to. See, I like this one on an angle, and I like this one straight up and down. I think I'm going to go the purple. They're all getting curly because of being in the container, but they're fine. They glue down absolutely fine. Ew, squeaky chair. Right, I think I'll change out my glue page. Getting a bit sticky there. I'm going to ink around the white on the antennae, but I'm not going to ink around the rest of the butterfly. Oh, will I? There is a bit of white here and there. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm going to be a rebel. Rebel without a clue. Right. So I'm not going to put anything on the other side. When I come to put this in a journal, I can add something if I like, or a bit of washi tape or something. But for now, I'm just going to leave it just plain. Oh, there's a wee bee. Actually, if I had a nice big bee, I could have put a bee on it and put it in my bee journal. That one day I will do. One day will come, just like it did for the rose journal. It's like one day it will happen. Oh, it's such a beautiful butterfly, hand drawn by Lydia from February and June. They're just stunning. I'm getting low actually. I need to print some of the sizes and colours I've run out of. Need to reprint them. Right, do I want to label? It's going to cover up those flowers, but however, I think I just found a home for this label, people. I'm going with it, and I was going to say it doesn't need inking, but yeah, it does, because I've got some white hanging out on the edges. Just a little run round. Glue, glue, let's go, tacky. Zip, zip, zip. Yeah. So that, I didn't think about that. That wing is probably going to stick out over the page, edge of the page. Just a little bit, but that's okay. I think it'll be fine. It's not gonna be damaged really, I don't think. I love that. I think that's super cute. Beautiful. And even if I don't decorate that, I think that still looks really nice. Because it's got the wee bee, it's got the flower, and then it's got this fun little perforated edge where it was torn out. And yeah, so it doesn't need decorating, I think. Well, that's it, guys. We got 3 done. Woohoo! 3 done that we didn't have before the video. So we've got this beautiful one with the gorgeous big butterfly. So only available through her Patreon. I'm a patron of Lydia's. There's this one for the rose journal, which is lovely. So it's just got a wee stamp, faux stamp on the back there. Really pretty. The Junk Journal Studio. And the Junk Journal Studio for these labels as well. And then these are, the birds are out of a bird book that I've just cut apart. So there we go. We got 3 done. I call that success. Thanks so much, my friends, for joining me. Have a great week. Take care. And I'll be back again soon. See you then.